My name is Maher Abiad, and I'm a Nolimitspreneur.
You're now locked onto another episode of the Nolimitspreneur Podcast, the show that helps you dominate in life and in business to enhance your mindset, confidence, productivity, time management, habits, and goals. And now, your host, Maher Abiad.
Hey, what is up, Success Nation? It's your boy, Maher Abiad here, back with you again for another Nolimitspreneur Podcast episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me on another amazing episode. This one is going to be super, super valuable. I'm so happy that you're here. And the title of this one, I called it The Real Meaning of Making Your Bed When It Comes to Success. Now, the reason I called it that is because making your bed, I always say, you need to make your bed in the morning. And that goes down to one word. And this one word completely has changed my life and has given me the ability to be more productive, to get things done, to actually move the needle in my life and my business. So this is exactly what I want to talk to you about. Now, when people say, hey, make your bed in the morning, you might say, oh, well, why should I make my bed in the morning? People aren't going to see the bed. Nobody's coming over. What does it matter? But that's not really the point. The point of making your bed in the morning, I mean, to you, it may sound inconsequential, but trust me, doing this will domino to other aspects of your life. Let me show you how success really works. When you look at success, it comes down to one of the most important words that you need to always tell yourself and think about. And that word is discipline. Discipline is the root of success, and it's going to be the root of your success. And this applies to different areas of your life. No matter what type of success you want to have, whether that's in relationships, money, health, your family life, in order to do things that are important to you, like, for example, starting a business, you might want to find a life partner. You might want to go out and lose weight so you can become healthier. You want to play a new instrument like the piano or the guitar. You want to play a sport. Maybe you're practicing basketball or hockey. You have to practice every single day at your craft. That's really important. But what happens is, in order to achieve success, the bigger success, it boils down to the smaller wins that you have. Because what happens is, big success, this big event of success that you will, come to realize to achieve, that culminates from daily struggles, daily wins, these little 1% that I like to call them. 1% wins or 1% improvements in your life, in your business throughout your day. And that is what is going to create your ultimate success in your life. And here's the problem. Oftentimes we say to ourselves, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like practicing soccer today. I don't feel like working on my business today. I don't feel like sticking to my weight loss program today. I'm going to eat that bag of chips, or you know what? I don't feel like, improving my dating profile online today, whatever. I'm just going to, sit down and watch TV. Oftentimes we are faced with this I don't feel like it dilemma in our mind. And in order to be able to get to the finish line, you have to be determined. And that means doing things when you don't feel like it. Like I said, success is not an instant lottery. Unfortunately, we see in social media, we see in the business world, somebody, has a big win, sells a company for hundreds of millions of dollars, for example. And we're like, wow, it's like almost like they just did that in one day. But that was years of work and years of discipline and years of struggle. And that's the thing. If you want to achieve anything in your life, you have to be hungry for it. You have to be determined. That's why I say you have to wake up with this fire in your belly every morning, because that's what's going to get you to be able to continue forward when you're too tired, when you don't feel like it, when your mind is telling you, you know what, let's just do something easier. Let's just sit on the couch. Let's just, sleep half the day. Let's just, do some busy work instead. And that's the key of successful people and you perhaps not achieving the level of success that you want. It's that discipline that's going to get you over that wall that day to be able to say, you know what? No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen because I know what type of life I want to create for myself. I know what type of life I want to create for my family. And the thing about creating that discipline is it takes time. You have to start on that now. For me, I've been working on my discipline over the years and it's been years of work in the making. Now, when I want to do something, it's a habit now. I've created that sort of natural instinct. And that's what differentiates me now from the person I was years ago. Years ago, when I was hit with that, I don't feel like it talk in my mind, that sort of dialogue I was having. I'm too tired. I don't feel like it. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. Or, it's no big deal today. Whatever. What's the big deal if I miss a day, right? That's the problem. Because what happens is discipline is a habit. I had to work on that every single day. And just like any habit, you have to have that streak of continuation of being able to work on it. That way it becomes natural. That way it becomes a routine. And the second you have that break, kink in the armor, that hole in the ship, that's when you reverse course on that habit. For me, something so simple as creating a habit or being disciplined enough to have this nightly routine of I would floss, I would then brush my teeth, I would then use the water pick, and then I would use the Listerine. And, I would do those 4 things at night at a certain time at like 8 o'clock. And I would say, you know what? I'm not going to deviate from that. I'm going to create this discipline, this habit of doing it every single night, whether I feel like it or not. At the beginning, yeah, it was tough. There were so many times where it was like, we always get that. This is such a simple, basic example, brushing your teeth. And for me, it was like, no, I need to do this because if I don't do this now and create this habit now, then I'm going to have problems later on in life where I'm going to have cavities or root canal or crowns and all this problems that are coming. And I hate having fillings. I mean, it's painful, it's agonizing, and it's not the most fun hour of my life. I can imagine doing more fun things. But how can you take this, such a simple concept, and apply it to your life or to something that you want to achieve? Your mind wants you to be comfortable all the time. I mean, for the most part, you're operating at a baseline, and that baseline is your sort of relaxed state. And for you to achieve any type of success in your life, you need to imagine yourself living at a higher level. But here's the thing. At a natural relaxed state, okay, that's your baseline where you just feel like, just sitting down, watching some TV, having some chips, it's kind of that lazy day type of mentality. Okay. We all have it. That's our baseline. But if you look at the ultra successful individuals, they have a higher baseline. They are operating at a higher state where they don't allow themselves to deviate down. And what happens is, think of it as you're riding a motorcycle or a scooter. You have to, twist your wrist and then you hear the revs come up. Or think of it in a car. your baseline is at idle, that 2000 RPM. Okay? That's how we're normally living our life, is that baseline level. But when you put your foot on the gas and then you go from 2000 to 5000 RPM, that's the type of level that you need to be operating at consistently, at that 5000 RPM state. So just always remember this in your mind. You're naturally going to be operating at a more relaxed, comfortable state, because that's the natural tendency of our minds. Our minds want us to be safe. Our minds want us to be comfortable. We want to do the least amount of effort as possible because we don't want to exert that much effort. But in order to be successful, in order to grow your business, in order to find a partner, in order to better your health, in order to be the best athlete at whatever sport that you're doing, in order to be the best musician at whatever instrument that you want to play, do you want to operate at a normal baseline level of, that you're blending in with everybody else? Or do you want to dominate your industry? You want to dominate your craft? You want to be the best of the best? If that's the case, then you need to keep your foot on the pedal. And that's what's going to get you the success that is going to be really, really important for your life. And what happens? How do you do that? Discipline. Doing things when you don't feel like doing it. And it all starts with making your bed. Making your bed is a metaphor to something that you want to achieve. Again, success is whatever success looks like to you. It's not, when people talk about success, it's not just, making $1 million. Success is about things that are important to me. Having a wonderful relationship with my family, having a healthy family and a happy family. That's success to me. Yeah, I have money goals, I have health goals, I have family goals. But for you, what does that success look like to you? And making your bed in the morning is going to allow you to create those wins. Because you have to remember, life is about the small efforts that you take every single day to get you to where you want to be. Okay? How do you write a book of 50,000 words? Every day you sit down and you write 1,000 words and you create that habit and you form that discipline to do it even when you don't even feel like it. Oh, I'm too tired. I don't feel like it. I'll do it. I'll do it tomorrow or something like that. Because writing a book of 50,000 words does not happen by just one day miraculously plopping down 50,000 words at once. It's about putting one word on that paper or on that keyboard on your computer screen at a time. Take this example, take this analogy and put it to whatever you're doing. You want to be better at the guitar? Let's just practice one note at a time, one string at a time. Let's just figure out one little thing and it adds up. It's like a burger. You're just stacking. This is why. And this is the real meaning of making your bed in the morning and how it relates to your success. Because listen, folks, if you can't do something as simple as making your bed in the morning, how do you expect to do great things in this world? Because this is another thing, and this is another topic that I'm going to talk about in another upcoming podcast on the Nolimitspreneur Podcast. And this is something that's, really, really important. And it's something that has really been a light bulb that's gone off in my mind recently. And that's if it's how you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay? And this exactly relates to making your bed. If you're not able to do simple things or one thing in one area of your life, you're not going to be able to win at other areas of your life. Okay? Have you ever heard the term a rising tide lifts all ships? If you're doing something in your life where you're, procrastinating in one area of your life, or maybe multiple areas of your life, but then there's this other area here where you're trying to, make money or, become a better football player. You can't be successful in this one area when other parts of your life are lacking. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay? Please take note of this. This is super important. This relates to making your bed. If you're not able to do small things like making your making your bed in the morning, brushing your teeth, or you walk by and you see some clothes on the floor and you don't pick them up, or your room is a mess, or your desktop is a mess of files, or your file system on your computer is a mess. That relates and that trickles down to other areas of your life, unfortunately. And that's the truth. And that's why it's really important to start focusing on a holistic approach to your life. Personal development isn't just about working on your productivity, but then having a poor mindset. It's not about maybe having a little bit of confidence here, but your habits are shot. You might not have any goals, but you might be okay in another area. Your time management might be okay. It doesn't work like that. This is why I teach a holistic approach to personal development. And in this area, you need to focus on your discipline if you want to achieve any success in your life. Because once you're disciplined, once you battle through the self-limiting beliefs in your mind of the I don't feel like it, that's when you're able to achieve the success. Because think about it. If you want to be successful in 100 days at playing the piano, but then there's, you're okay for 2 days, but then there's maybe 3 days that you didn't practice because you didn't feel like it. And then you practice for another day, but then you missed a couple other days. And then, okay, you got a little bit better. You practiced 5 days, but then you missed 2 days. Well, that 100 days, now you've expanded to perhaps 200, 300 days. So whenever you don't push yourself for that one day, every day is so precious. And this boils down to time management and time protection. You cannot lose a day. If you want to get good at something, you have to put in the effort every single day. You have to wake up and say, what am I going to do today that's just going to push the needle just even a little bit so I don't lose today? And extend the amount of time that it's going to take for me to achieve the success that I want. And this was so eye-opening to me. I mean, I had to work on my procrastination for so many years. With this podcast alone, how many times did I want to start it and stop and start and I got the idea and then it's like, I'll wait for a better time in my life. And that better time never came. That better time never happened. I had to wake up one day and say, you know what? Enough is enough. Today is the day. Let's get this going. Let's start moving the needle in my life. And now I've gotten to be able to implement discipline and that discipline to do things when I don't want to do them. And do things when I'm too tired, or do things when I don't feel like it. And that's what you have to do. That's the level of motivation you have to be at in order to be able to achieve the level of success that you want. Either you can go and live a life of mediocrity, of normality, and achieve the same that everybody else is achieving, or you can start turning up the dial, putting your foot on the pedal, and start making a difference in your life. Start making a difference in your business. Start helping your family better. Start supporting your community better. Ask yourself, what do you want? Today's the day to make it happen. Let's do it now. Let's do it together. And that's why I started the Success Nation. That's why I started this podcast. That's why I started my YouTube channel, to be able to help you, to give you that motivation to carry forward. And I'm so blessed to be able to have that discipline that's been able to push me forward. Discipline, folks, is wind in your sails. Without it, you're going to be stuck in the water, not moving. You're going to be in a boat. You're going to be thinking, hey, you know what? The sail's up. The boat's in the water. We're not taking on water. Things should be okay. And you think you're moving, but you're not moving because you don't have that discipline. And the worst thing that held me back personally was that I don't feel like it. I'm too tired. Tomorrow's another day. Go listen to one of the earlier episodes on the Nolimitspreneur Podcast titled, Who Are You Accountable To? That one was absolutely eye-opening. If you go and listen to that one after you finish this episode, just these two podcasts alone are going to change your life. I wasn't accountable to anybody. And that's why I was able to not progress in life, not progress in my business. I wasn't going anywhere because I allowed myself to say, you know what? It doesn't matter. What if I miss a day? What if I don't feel like it today? What if, nobody's going to know? But you know what? Your future self is waiting for you. Your future self, that person who's already at that level of success that you want to be at currently, they're waiting for you now. They're waiting for you to do the little things, such as making your bed, to be able to achieve the level of success that's going to get you to where you need to be in the future. So I hope you got a ton of value out of today's episode. Once again, my name is Maher Abiad. Thank you so much for joining me on this Nolimitspreneur Podcast episode. I really do hope you got a ton of value today. If you did, make sure to share this episode with somebody that you think would get some benefit. Subscribe to the Nolimitspreneur Podcast. Give it a review. I would really appreciate the feedback so other people can get the same benefit that you got as well. And definitely join me again. I've got a ton of amazing guests coming up on the podcast. They're going to be bringing so much value to you. Once again, my name is Maher Abiad. You've been locked on to another incredible episode of the Nolimitspreneur Podcast. I will catch you in the next episode.
You've been listening to another quality episode of the Nolimitspreneur Podcast with your host, Maher Abiad. Want to continue to master your mindset? Download the 7 self-limiting beliefs that are stealing your success away guide for free right now at NoLimitsMindset.com.